Crowdfunding. People are doing it. Since its inception, many comic creators, have used crowdfunding to not only gauge their customer base, but also to use the funds to create their own series from scratch. Ben Skyver does this, Shane Davis does this on his own website, and pretty much every creator in the indie comic scene uses this in some form or fashion. Indiegogo, GoFundMe, Fund My Comic, whatever. People are all over the place. Creators are using this. But not everyone has the capabilities, the knowledge, or time to do everything involved with fulfilling a campaign like this, right? It's a lot of work that many are simply not prepared for. And that's where Rippasend came in. Now, to explain why I think this promising feature kind of just failed, I need to go back in time a bit, okay? If you look back on my channel, you will see an admittedly kind of funny thumbnail of me crying, okay? That's because my brother was just diagnosed with cancer, so if you laugh at it, you are a bad person. Anyway, me seeing this situation, I'm thinking it would be cool if I could somehow raise some extra money for him. So, since he's going to be unemployed for a while because he's taking chemo, he really could not do much of anything while he was in the throes of that, right? And since I had already been posting Little Miss Steele to Tapas as a novel, fun fact, if you don't know, Little Miss Steele was a novel before it became a comic, I figured this is the perfect opportunity for me to translate that into a full-blown comic book series. And I decided, you know what, let's try and crowdfund this. So I actually started an Indiegogo campaign for Little Miss Steele way back in in late 2023. I had finished half the comic at that point. I was like, you know what? I feel confident with half of this done. I'm gonna go ahead and launch it and see what I can do. I had one backer, and of course, if you don't make your goal, all the money gets returned. So the one person who backed me, thank you. But that was clearly not near enough what I needed to get Little Miss Steele. I think I set the backer goal at 100. Yeah, that was a pipe dream, right? And evidently, I deleted all traces of this from the internet because I can't find it. It's not on my profile on Indiegogo anymore. It's nowhere. Like, you can't find it at all. But crowdfunding is a tool that allows anyone to fund their creations if there's an audience for it. And that's the key thing with Little Miss Steele. I'm not a well-known artist or writer, nor is Little Miss Steele a famous IP with a pre-existing fan base. I'm just a guy. And in 2023, there was no way I was getting any kind of traction off of my original work. Not without followers. But this is where the Rippaverse comes in. Because I finished Little Miss Steele, the first volume, on February 28th. And the next day, Rippasend got announced. Excuse me. And as you can see from the website here, it is a fulfillment, distribution, merchandise, whatever company. Our services are designed to support creators of all sizes and ambitions. That is not true, but I'll get to that. But anyway, here I am following the Rippaverse already. I'd already bought ISOM 1 and 2, so the timing felt like literally like handed down to me from God. Here I am with this finished comic. The next day, here's a company that handles all the fulfillment and the stuff that I have no experience with. So immediately, I sent a PDF of the comic, and a week later, I was sent a questionnaire to fill out about the comic, about like just a couple of things. Like, it even asked me like what my favorite comic book series was and all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, there was just a lot of questions, but I did not get a reply until September. Keep in mind, I filled in that questionnaire in March. I didn't get a reply back until September, and I think I had to. I think I mentioned it. I commented on Twitter or something to one of the people that work at the Rippaverse about not getting a reply or anything, and finally that got me a reply back. And of course, I was denied, right? And look, looking at Little Miss Steele Volume 1, especially the first version, before I remastered it, it's no surprise that Eric would turn down Little Miss Steele in favor of something more detailed or professional. But to not reply at all as a company, not just an individual, but a company, very unprofessional. And as you all know from my previous video talking about the kickening, you know I value professionalism, right? And over time it became very clear that Rippasend is not a talent scouting agency or a fulfillment company for the common folk, right? It's for the YouTubers. I mean, you look at stuff like the Yellow Flash's Mighty Golden Shower, and then Nerdrotic's novel, autobiography, I suppose. And a couple other people, like I think it's JC3PO has a book. The guy who writes Death Shroud is a YouTuber, I believe. So I mean, like, at the end of the day, Rippasend, Rippa merch, all of that is just for YouTubers. It's basically just for the YouTubers, because I am not the only person who sent in my comic book for Rippasend when it was announced. I'm sure there was a lot of other people who did it and were turned down in favor of people with already having popularity and not having anything really about credentials about writing a comic or doing the art of a comic or anything. A lot of it was just people who had made YouTube content about comics or comic book media and just, you know, not really having the stuff, really, the credentials to actually, like, make a quality, well-made comic. Instead, it was all about just the fame of it, right? The names, the numbers that they could bring and generate to the Rippaverse by bringing these people on. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm glad. I'm glad I did not get into the Rippasend stuff. I'm glad I didn't get brought into it, because at the end of the day, what I ended up doing has been so much better. I have been, you know, putting this up free to read on Global Comics. It's gotten quite a bit more views than it ever would have if it was paid, and I'm glad for that. I'm glad for all the people who have checked it out, who have given it a chance, who have read all the way through it. I'm very, very grateful for everyone who's done that, and I intend to keep Little Miss Steele free for the foreseeable future. However, because of the following I've gathered doing this for free, and the recent YouTube, Twitter drama thing from the video and being on Indie Comics Empire and CG Church, I've given crowdfunding another thought. And now I don't actually need the money to create comics, because as you can see, they already exist. I already have like volumes 1 through 4. I'm about to get 5 printed and shipped to me. I already have physical copies of them that I've just been selling at local events. And I started doing this at the beginning of this year, 2025. My best friend is a wrestler. He invited me to one of his shows. He then introduced me to the showrunners, and then basically volunteered me to do camera work. And I said, I will do the camera work. I will film your show if you let me set up a merch table. And since then, I've been doing it for a whole year, and it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed the seeing the people, especially the families with kids that get to sit down and read this comic. Seeing them actually read it and enjoy it and come back for more has been very, very fulfilling. It's great. It's doing exactly what I want these comics to do, which is to give the kids of the next generation stories that cartoons aren't giving them these days, man. And it's very good, very, very, very good feeling. I think the best route for me, though, if I wanted to do selling Little Miss Steele across, like, you know, the country, right, online, I think the best option for me is still going to be Indiegogo, even though I don't need the fundraising to actually make the comic. I do still need the funding to, like, get the actual stuff printed and shipped over to me, and then packaged and shipped out to you. I still need the money raised to do that. So I think the plan is, after a month of having the campaign up, I can, if it meets the goal, which I'm not sure what the goal is I'm going to set is, I guess the interest in this will be kind of based off of what I see with this video here. But if I hit the goal after a month, I hit up my printing contact. They do they print the comic and send it to me. I'll get with my local packaging place and have them box it up and ship it out across the country. And it works. You know, I feel like that Indiegogo might still be the way to go. I'm not entirely sold on Indiegogo. I could do something else. And if someone watching right now has a recommendation, I would greatly listen to that, because I will always take advice when it comes to this. And look, if at the end of the day, if I fail to meet the goal I set, oh well, I'll still be making a little bit of steel on Global Comics and selling it locally. I mean, at the end of the day, nothing really changes for me if it doesn't meet the goal. If it does meet the goal, great. You guys get the comic physically, and I get a little bit of extra money. I'll never turn that down. But it's no real loss to me if the campaign fails. So I feel like this is like a really low risk idea for me to pursue next year. And I want to see what you guys are interested in. Would you actually want a physical copy of Volume 1 of Little Miss Steele? If so, please comment below. I would love to get an idea of how much demand there is for this. Thank you for all the support recently, especially the church boys backing me up during the recent hot take I made. They were really kind of backing me up with that, a lot of them, and had me on 2 of their shows, and I'm planning on being on another show this Sunday, drawing with the Indie Comics Empire, otherwise known as ICE, and potentially being back on some more CG Church streams. So, I'm looking forward to that. I feel very welcome in this community ever since this whole thing happened. So, genuinely, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it, and I hope to continue to be part of this great community of comic book fans and comic book artists and writers. It's really enjoyable. Just not the drama part of it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about a physical copy of Little Miss Steele. And until next time, peace out.